And we're live. Dang it, I didn't send down stories. That's why the number's been so low. I can't post stories. It's all right. We're not going live because the numbers chat. We're just going live to go live. Okay.
Okay, I got a notification. Rob Creations is on.
I'm gonna be busy for the next. I've been busy for the last little bit. That's why I've not been going live as much. But I'm going to be going live a lot more. What is all this? Crazy. Why is that showing up? Shit. Why does it see that on there? Shit out of there. I remove this totally. Bing bong. Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, fellers. Today, we're going to be, welcome in, chat. We're just chilling. I see that all of you are very interested in what I have to say about your moms. You'd be more interested to hear what your mother has to say about me, though. I'm okay. Help! Help to the mind! All right. What do you guys want to watch today? Don't say stupid shit or I'm not going to do it. Don't say your mom. Shit. Let's go back to that back. Why not? Conspiracy theories?
You can sit there for hours on conspiracy theories.
What conspiracy theory are we going after here?
What's the one you're most passionate about?
Missing peoples. Missing peoples reports and the correlation between other things. Okay, all right, good point.
There you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Check it out. Check it out, chat. Okay, so let's start by bingity bongity boom. Maps of the cave systems in America. Okay, just so it's crystal clear and quite literally black and white, let's get this image here. That's all fucking better load up. Okay, now let's go missing people. It's about to get crazy, G. It's about to go down. I can't help but notice, guys, the correlation here. Okay. Let's look at this shit right here. Look at that. Look at that. These are the missing people's reports, okay? Now, this is usually done like over like a 20-year period here, All right. They'll usually go 20 to 40 years. So this is like over a time period. Look how closely they mimic the position and location of the cave systems. This is the cave systems. This is where people go missing. You want to know the percentage of the people? Oh, shit.
Separately. You do that one first.
They should be grouped.
It should be.
What is all this nonsense too? Just gotta
Make
be.
yourself a little smaller.
Yeah, just a little bit.
There you go. And they'll be able to see what you're doing.
Bingo. Alright. Period. Look at that. Look at that jazz. Bing bong. Bing bong. There they're missing. It's so crazy. And what's crazy is even it's relative to the size of the caves. So bigger caves and a larger, more missing people. There's more missing people dots up here in the larger cave system. That implies that the size of the cave is supporting some form of life that is eating people. Let's just say it. Missing people in cave systems. Oh yeah.
Sherry said they filed a missing persons report after they found out he had just fled and were worried as he had recently gotten divorced.
Oh shit, I've been there,
The
Chad.
Risco family waited for any news, and in June, he was found safe and sound in Washington State. Randy made it clear that he didn't want to speak to his family at that time and wanted to be alone. As painful.
Alright, fuck Randy, Chad. Look at this. People are noticing. Not the only one. Not the only one noticing this shit, Chad. Look. That's wild. That is wild. See, I'd like to see a map that correlated the time, the season. But like, let's go over other patterns here. Crazy.
1,500 people looking for them. The Park Service actually changed their search protocols after the Denny Martin disappearance for this very reason. That did not, unfortunately, put an end to people going missing in national parks. In July of 2015, another child went missing from a campsite in Idaho.
And what's up with the national parks? It's all of the major cases are connected to the national parks. What's up with the control system in and around the national parks? It really does. It's like UNESCO World Heritage Sites, national park systems, blah, 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 blah. Like watch this. Where are all the places in the United States that people go missing the most? Let's just see what ChatGPT says here. I don't mean states, I mean more specifically, like the exact region, area. A lot of them are national parks, correct? Because a lot of missing people go missing in the cave systems, and most of those are inside of national parks. Got it. The Great Smoky Mountains, one of the busiest parks in the U.S. among a history of missing hikers. Famous case, Dennis Martin. That's what that guy was just talking about. Yosemite National Park, California. Yosemite has hundreds of missing people, incidences, and cliffs. 2,000 a year. What's up, Gas Monkey? How you doing? Yellowstone National Park. These park systems. When did this park system thing start? When did the national park system start? Who started it? Tell me the origins of this. We're gonna get to the bottom of this shit, Chad. Here's the origin of the national park system, how it began, who pushed it forward, and how it became what we know today. The very first national park system was formed in 1872. Woo. Yellowstone National Park was established March 1st, 1872. So that is the first established national park system. This is the beginning of the conspiracy of why the fuck people are going missing in national parks. President Ulysses S. Grant signed the Yellowstone National Park to Protection Act, which set aside more than 2 million acres in Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. 2 million motherfucking acres. The idea was spearheaded by explorers, conservationists, and artists who wanted to protect Yellowstone's geysers, canyons, and wildlife. Sure. I love you, bro. You stay warm. Okay. The forming of the national park system. That's not a bad one, actually.
From the Grand Canyon to Mount Rushmore to the Blue Ridge Mountains. The National Park Service, it's the government agency responsible for maintaining America's abundance of natural and cultural wonders. By the mid-1800s, American settlers were moving west and discovering new landscapes as they laid claims to lands in Texas, California, New Mexico, and Arizona.
He's going to give us a really slow, boring history rundown. Let's see if anybody... Okay, let's go National Park System conspiracy. All right? National Park System conspiracy. Take things from strangers on the street, like phone, wallet, etc., then run away and don't give it back. I already did that prank. It's really frowned upon. Especially if there's cameras, because then they call that admissible evidence. It's great. Wow. Ooh, what? The complete national park conspiracy theory list. I think we made
If you've ever been to one of America's many national...
So missing peoples led us to national parks, okay? And now we're gonna go national parks conspiracy theories. How many people are so soft these days? Wow, man. People are so soft these days. I know.
Yes,
so
it's all love, baby. Even if I call... Yes!
Would have been cooler if it was a sub, but we'll take it. LaDonda, that's theft. Yeah, I know. He's out there. Gas Monkey, put some spaghetti in your under hair on live stream. Under hair is crazy as shit. I have never heard under hair in my life. Hey guys, my old account got banned. I'm on my new one. Yeast King Official 69. Is that you, Uni? I know, it's just messing around. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. Officer, put the gun away.
parks, then you've seen the true beauty there of protected, unfiltered nature. Sees more construction every year. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why would the U.S. government leave millions of acres of land across all 50 states completely off the table? What makes these patches of nature special? And more importantly, why do so many people go missing in national parks every year?
Yeah, why the
Underneath
fuck do
all
they?
of the natural splendor of the national parks, there's something dark and sinister.
I love you,
lurking
Gas
within
Monkey.
their shadows, hiding in the trees and caves that the government is so intent on protecting. Using every piece of information we could scrounge up from across the internet, with most of it coming straight from government websites, we just might have uncovered the true nature of that dark secret. Welcome back. You're watching Conspiracy Vibes.
Fuck.
And we need to talk about
LaDonda, you watch way too many Bankais.
In order to make sure you have as much information as possible, we're going to kick this.
Whenever I see the red yarn strings going from news reports to pictures and shit, it just makes me hard. Just fuck. Do you remember me from last month, D-Bob and all those dudes? I miss D-Bob. Yeah, I miss D-Bob too. Last month. What were we doing? La Donda. Hi. Alright.
It's off with a little history lesson. 1832, an artist named Gerard Catlin travels through the Dakotas and is stricken by the nature he sees there. He generated a desire to have the land protected, later writing, by some great protecting policy of government in a magnificent park.
But
A
gangsters
nation's
don't
park
dance.
containing
They just pull up their pants and do the rock away now. Lean back. Lean back. Remember Gas Monkey group chat, though? Oh, yeah. You were the really fucking annoying one. I remember you now. I remember. I'm just kidding, Gas Monkey. You're alright.
Man and beast in all the wildness and
Go fuck yourself.
freshness of their nature's beauty.
Alright.
Beasts, huh? Moving on. March 1st,
Wait. Okay. So they're queuing on that there might be some wordage within the National Park System dossier that may allude to this.
A nation's park containing man and beast in all policy of government in a magnificent park. Later writing, by some great protecting policy of government in a magnificent park. A nation's park containing man and beast in all the wildness and freshness of their nature's beauty. Beasts, huh? Moving on. March 1st, 1872. Congress passes an act that establishes Yellowstone National Park and puts it under the exclusive control.
All right, so if something weird is happening, it fucking started in Yellowstone National Park. Or that's just like where we ran into it first. But that must be the hotbed. Otherwise, why would you choose to start there? Okay? Let's say they're, what are they doing? I don't want to say, the theories. What's the theory here, chat? I've already encountered that. That's insane, Gas Monkey. The theory is that there is a large group, possibly a community, of something, some creature that's living there that occasionally eats slow people, and they came in contact with them and they're just like protecting them, but without saying that they exist. I don't know. Is that what's going on? Sounds like monster refugees living in areas. It sounds like werewolf and Sasquatch fucking nature preserves for them to run around. And it's like, okay, you can live here, and if a dumb human wanders in there, we had signs up and they deserve it. You just fucking off them, okay?
Of the Secretary of...
But try to live mostly on moose and elk and shit. And they're like, okay. How did this happen? How do you sign a peace treaty with monsters? Maybe there's not a peace treaty. Maybe they're not monsters. I don't fucking know. The plot thickens. Get a spray tan company to help with this one. Have them reverse redneck tan you, where everything under clothes gets tanned, but leave the parts that would naturally get tanned undone. Then complain to an unsuspecting member. That's pretty funny. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's actually not bad. Usually I say people's ideas suck, but there's been two in the chat so far. Pretty good.
The interior. Teddy Roosevelt, a known and respected outdoorsman and general lover of nature, came along and added 5 new national parks during his tenure. He also signed the Antiquities Act of 1906, which allowed him and future presidents to declare sites as national monuments on a whim.
So they made a law, passed a law that a president can declare any area a national monument or a national park if they choose on a whim, with no real...
There was no unified governing body to manage all of these sites until August 25th, 1916, when Woodrow Wilson created...
Woodrow fucking Wilson. Look at him. He looks like a shifty-eyed motherfucker.
Created the National Park Service. Over time, the service grew in size and power.
So 1917 is when they established the system of control for all of these these are like giant monster pins. I think that this shit are just giant monsters. It's not a cage. It's like You keep a cow in, you know, you keep them inside of the pasture. It's like a big fenced off area. That's all this fucking shit is. Oh, no, all the people who wrote about monsters and the scary shit that ate them for hundreds of years, that's all fake. It's just their fairy tales. It's like how we write comic books now. Bullshit. You got them in cages. They're corralled over there. They're in an area.
1933 to 56 national monuments and various military sites came under the protection of the National Park Service, thanks to an executive order signed by Franklin D. Roosevelt, Teddy's fifth cousin. 1966.
That's crazy.
Mission 66 was put into effect, which was a plan to upgrade.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt was, my grandfather actually guarded him. He was his personal bodyguard for years.
The facilities, staff, and
it was like one of the last details he had in the Marine Corps.
Resources of the National Park System over the following 10 years, in time for the 50th anniversary of the system. And on it went. New sites were added, the National Park System grew, and today it consists of more than 400 areas and
400 areas. This shit's growing. What does that mean? Does that mean that the population that they're trying to sequester, they're not trying to sequester it if it's growing? Is it growing because they're discovering that they're in new areas? Or is it growing because the population of whatever it is they're trying to keep separate is growing? So they're having to spread. We have to see how it's grown.
Covers 85 million acres of land across the entire country. It's amazing, isn't it? All of this land in the most beautiful parts of the country, preserved and maintained under the watchful eye of the National Park Service, and open to be explored by anyone with a thirst for adventure.
I know, people are like, oh, that's cliffs in Wyoming, and they're going to name the exact spot. I'm aware that this is a location that's geographic. You're going to tell me it was eroded by sea levels. This used to be an ocean. I know. No. Call them bullshit. I know the bottom of a worn-out tree when I see one.
And a love of nature. Hundreds of millions of people visit them every year.
Don't
so the national
jump!
Parks, but be a fun, educational, and safe experience, right?
Can you guys listen?
Yes. But for some, taking a step onto these hallowed grounds means they will never be seen again. Before we get to the next part of the video,
Homie just hit us with the hallowed grounds. I'm fucking.
Now would be a good time to like this video and subscribe to Conspiracy Vibes. We're always working to uncover the secrets they don't want. So help the video by David Paulides that chronicles the true mysterious series and documentary created by David Paulides. That chronicles the true mysterious disappearances of people going as far back as the 1800s. This author isn't some tinfoil hat wearing within the national. He decided to do.
Missing 411 guy started documenting. He's a former police officer in New York, and he started documenting missing people. So he noticed that states turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to people going missing. And he started he just gathered all of them up and started trying to track them down. And he kept coming back to these national parks. He noticed the cave systems in the national park things. Called 411.
Some digging on his own and was able to find some incredible information. We recommend looking into this because it's 400 mountains, including boys, zip up an eye on the when that happened. And what's even stranger is that according to the information we were able to find, no one called them. The official word is that they were on a local training exercise and decided to join. His guard helping in a search is one thing, but when was the last time that when Dennis still didn't turn up and on? At first, Dennis's family searched for him.
Okay. So a kid went missing, and the fucking whole military showed up to find him on some weird shit.
After 5 minutes, seek with another. Included in that group is a 6-year-old boy named Dennis Martin. After hiking to Spence Field on the outskirts of the Appalachian Trail, Dennis played hide and seek with another group of boys, hiding behind a lawn where no one would be able to find him. His father watched him take this position. When Dennis didn't resurface.
Okay. This is a common theme, okay? So I've heard a lot of stories about when someone is attacked by an animal, is when they're playing hide and seek, or they try and hide from someone that's in their group, okay? When you're playing hide and seek, you're trying to hide from everyone in your group. Well, when you go to do that, you enter a red zone area. If there is a predator, could be a person, could be an animal, could be anything, and they're watching you, they would have selected a spot to hide from your line of sight at while they watched you. When you go to hide from your group, you may accidentally select their position or a position so close to theirs that they'll just attack you immediately. You'll run right into it. And I suspect that's probably what happened. Something was already hiding behind the log watching everyone. And when the kid ran around there and hid, he was snatched. But that doesn't mean it's a monster, because that happens with coyotes, wolves, big cats.
After 5 minutes of calling his name, the father got up to check on him. When he got to Dennis's hiding spot, the very spot he had been keeping an eye on the entire time, Dennis was gone.
Fuck.
At first, Dennis's family searched for him.
So that means whatever took Dennis had to come up from behind, snatch Dennis, and then go away the same angle intelligently and slip away. Because if they just came up and like, oh, hey, Dennis, what's up? You saw him leave. So they had to be smart enough to stay behind the tree, line of sight. Fuck. Burn misery.
And then they contacted the National Park Service rangers in the area to help.
What's
When
up,
Dennis still
Pepto? How
didn't
you
turn
doing?
up, the National Guard and the Green Berets joined the search. The
Time
National
out.
Guard didn't turn the National Park Service rangers in the area to help. When Dennis still didn't turn up, the National Guard and the Green Berets joined the...
So this 6-year-old kid goes missing, and when the park rangers couldn't find him, the National Park Service, the National Guard and the Green Berets came in. Special Forces teams were deployed to find this kid. I'm glad that they're serious about it, but they usually aren't. Usually they don't deploy Special Forces teams to find missing kids.
search. The National Guard helping in a search is one thing, but when was the last time that an elite military special forces group was called in to search for a missing child?
Never.
That doesn't happen. And what's even stranger is that according to the information we were able to find, no one called them. The official word is that they were on a local training exercise.
Oh my God. So they're saying that nobody even called the military. The National Park Systems didn't even contact them. They just showed up. And the military's official story is that they were already there on a local training exercise. Oh my God, the stupidity of that cover story tells me definitely something's up. So what happened here? Did the dad say that he actually saw more than the official story is saying? What if the dad's like, a giant monster ran up and snatched my kid and ran away? And they're just like, oh yeah, no, the kid just disappeared. Because, you know, special forces aren't deployed for that kind of shit.
And decided to join the search efforts. Yes, the training exercise excuse really goes back that far. Things get even stranger when you factor in 45-year-old Harold Key hearing an enormous, sickening scream and reportedly seeing a dark, hairy figure running through the woods with something hanging over its shoulder on the very same day, around the same time in a different part of the park.
So, some guy saw a big hairy monster running away with something slung over his shoulder. Obviously, probably a kid.
Now, if the Green Berets were able to find and eliminate this dark, hairy figure, they never told us. And why would they? That would probably cause mass panic and raise suspicions about the National Park Service, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Moving on, it's no secret that hundreds of people go missing in that.
So what's the deal? They're going to let them live here, and they're not going to extinct them. So we're going to let them live in these little areas, and we're not going to put caps in them. As long as they don't eat any kids. They can, like, take out old people every once in a while. You start taking out children, we're going to send in Green Berets and kill whichever one of you did that. They're, like, keeping them in a line. They're a certain balance. Interesting.
National parks every year. Some of them are later found, but many others become missing. 411 cases. The National Park Service has taken to ignoring these events, and we think we know why. We've all seen the maps of unexplained disappearances and the nation's largest cave systems. Now you have to think, is it some kind of coincidence that many of those same cave systems exist within the bounds of national parks?
Nope.
Taking that thought further, what about the stories, rumors, and folktales of supernatural creatures? Stories that go back long before America was colonized, ingrained into the cultures of the Native American tribes who lived in
Look
these
at that
places.
thing. Look at that thing. You're fucked. Okay? You're just in the woods. You're just walking around. You're like, oh, I got my hiking shoes on. I'm fucking cute. And you're like, oh, look at me. I got a fucking backpack with a tent in it. Oh, I got a nature bar. Oh, God, fuck. This thing doesn't need shoes or a tent. Look at that thing. Your mom doesn't like you watching me. Oh, gosh. She's getting jealous again, huh? We had talks about this. She needs to let it go, all right? God, that's crazy. Wendigo, moon-eyed people. He's running through all the Native American legends of weird shit that lives in the forest that eats people.
People, skinwalkers, and other beasts are associated with these places and have been for centuries. Are you trying to tell us that the National Park Service is completely unaware of these things even?
And it's not just national, okay? There's also the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, which many of our national park systems are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. But the UNESCO World Heritage Sites are exactly what they imply, all over the world. So if our theory of there being monsters in these parks is true, they're not just here, they're everywhere. Everywhere. Every location of a UNESCO World Heritage Site might be whatever.
When more modern occurrences seem to line up with the folklore almost exactly. We don't know about you, but that's a pretty tough pill to swallow for us. Now, are we saying that the National Park Service is some kind of SCP, Federal Bureau of Control, X-Files style government body tasked with containing supernatural entities while hiding them from the public under the guise of nature conservation?
Exactly.
Well, legally, we can't just say that.
I'm not saying that legally at all. Allegedly is what I'm saying.
But it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes a little sense. I'm more curious about the motive, you know. Are we just trying to literally preserve a species while not inciting mass panic in the public? Oh, by the way, guys, the boogeyman's real.
The fact that hundreds of people go missing and...
I mean, because that Sasquatch is, I mean, that is indeed the boogeyman, you know. Indeed. That was a great, that guy really encapsulated it quickly and efficiently. It was incredible. Okay, let's look at something really quick here. We got that. Let's see where the UNESCO World Heritage Sites are. UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Let's see. God damn! Holy shit. It's looking pretty similar, guys. I'm not gonna fuck about. How do I fucking... Yeah. Okay. Let's zoom in here. Take me in. I want to go in closer. That's all we're gonna get. Damn, there's actually not that many of them in America compared to everywhere else. Look at how many of these, there's monsters all in this shit, chat. Oh my. Not too many. There's one down here. Guess where it's at? Fucking Everglades. Alright. Where's this one? Missing people's maps. Not bad. Right there and right there. Boom, 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 boom. See the hot spots? And then guess where they're at here? Boom, 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 boom. Right there. Another hot spot. Spreads all the way up. Goes all the way up there. Crazy doodle. They got a couple up here on the ends too. That's nuts. Hawaii, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Man. If I'm muted, it's because someone's calling, so you guys know. It seems that the UNESCO World Heritage Sites are at the center of those positions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you see where that is right there? Right there. There. I can't even point to it. The camera doesn't go that far. That's crazy. Okay. Weed National Park conspiracy theory. UNESCO World Heritage Site conspiracy theory. I can't show my nipples on Twitch, okay? It's TOS. It's not some weird erotica shit. Good though. I'm not saying I would be. Historical landmarks, the dark truth.
Historical landmarks are often celebrated for their beauty, cultural significance, and historical value.
I do kind of enjoy sticking it on my nipples, though, I'm not
Many
gonna
of
lie.
these iconic sites hold dark
What? Shut up, Yeast
and
King.
shocking secrets that are seldom discussed. History is written by those in power, but what if the stories we've been...
An old saying is, history is written by the winners and the songs are written by the losers. It's about this. So weird. That popped up at the same time I said
world's
songs.
most famous landmarks were only...
Yeah, by the way, I think what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Hold on. What the fuck is that? I'm gonna start a new one. Is that real? That can't be real. What the fuck is that? Go. It's uploading the picture. Is that real? You guys know the scale of that statue, if that's real? That is what nuts. That's wild.
The truth. Beneath their beauty and grandeur,
That's the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
secrets
I believe that's that's Huas, and this is under the Great Pyramid. This is under the King's Chamber.
lurking in the shadows. Today, we uncover some of the most chilling conspiracy theories surrounding iconic landmarks. Great Pyramid of Giza, a marvel of ancient engineering, has baffled historians for centuries. Built over 4,500 years ago, each massive stone weighs several tons, yet they were placed with laser-like precision. Some believe that this impossible construction was not done by human hands, but rather with the help of extraterrestrial beings. The theory suggests that
doesn't have to be aliens.
guided the ancient Egyptians or built the pyramids themselves as a beacon for intergalactic travelers. But skeptics argue that advanced mathematical knowledge and an enormous workforce could have accomplished this feat. So,
bullshit.
were the pyramids an ancient human achievement, or do they hold a secret connection to otherworldly civilizations? Paris's iconic Eiffel Tower, originally built in 1889, was meant to be a temporary structure, but it has stood for over a century. While
Was meant to be a temporary structure, my ass.
it is admired for its beauty, some conspiracy theorists believe it serves a hidden purpose.
How did that not get censored? I don't know.
A growing theory suggests that the Eiffel Tower is actually a massive radio transmission device, a structure that may have been used during both world wars for secret surveillance. Some even claim that hidden within its iron framework is advanced technology used for espionage. Could this towering landmark be more than just an architectural tall in New York Harbor?
This is real. This is fucking real. Hold on. Okay. Now, this is something that also happens. They'll come upon an old ancient structure that's been there for years, and then they will, I'm gonna mod it. They will, then they'll claim that it's newer, right? So they'll pretend that it's fucking new, but it's not. This guy out here. I don't know how to do that. I can't believe that fucking thing's real. So this thing might be. Let's just look at it. Let's look at that. This is unreal. It's actually holy fuck.
Imagine walking through the clouds, surrounded by breathtaking mountain landscapes, while
This is huge. You're gonna tell me a primitive culture built something like this with fucking chisels, and don't tell me it was built in 2018 either. I'm not listening to your shit.
two giant hands rise from the mist, cradling a golden bridge suspended in the sky. Welcome to Cao Vang, Vietnam's iconic golden bridge, a true marvel of architecture
This is
and
unreal.
nature combined. But have you ever wondered what this masterpiece looks like from the skies? Today, we take you on a stunning aerial journey above one of the
Look
most
at that.
breathtaking landmarks in the world. Nestled in the heart of the Ba Na Hills in Da Nang, Vietnam, the Golden Bridge isn't just an architectural...
I've never heard this in my life. It's not. I don't care what they say. They're gonna tell me that that's new. They're full of shit.
It's an
We need
experience
to look
that defies
underneath that thing.
imagination. This 150-meter-long pedestrian bridge, held aloft by two colossal stone-like hands, has captured the world's attention since its grand opening in 2018.
Opened in 20.
Today we're taking you on an exclusive drone tour over this mesmerizing landmark. From the panoramic views of the lush green mountains to the intricate golden walkway, this is a perspective you've never seen before. Bird's eye view. Watch as we soar above the bridge, revealing its golden railings and the way it blends harmoniously into the misty feathered. To achieve their ancient, mystical look. Panoramic beauty. From above, the Ba Na Hills unfold like a fairy tale, with dense forests, rolling hills, and distant peaks creating an awe-inspiring backdrop. The Golden Bridge was designed as part of a $2 billion investment project to boost Vietnam's tourism industry. Built 1,400 meters above sea level, it symbolizes a connection between humans and nature, blending grand glow. Avoid crowds.
I sincerely doubt
Historical landmarks are
that that's recent. Alright, I don't see any. Oh, what? Why UNESCO World Heritage Sites are in trouble? 4 years ago.
I grew up in the ancient capital city of Xi'an in Shanxi province of northwestern China. It's one of the oldest cities in the world, over 4,000 years, spanning 6 dynasties from the Western Zhou to the Tang. Back then it was known as Chang'an. Some of you may have heard of this place because it's home to the UNESCO World Heritage Site, mausoleum of the first Qin emperor, also known as the Terracotta Army. The first Qin emperor, aka Terracotta.
This is the Terracotta Army. If you don't know what the Terracotta Army is, it is a giant army of terracotta soldiers that they found buried. This is also on a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's like it's a remnants of a lost civilization. Maybe these beasts are the survivors of that lost, destroyed civilization. Maybe we've corralled them into these areas after they lost some battle or giant war to us, and now they just stay there. That's crazy. Love you, Uni. Bye. But what's crazy about all of these statues is they're not just like a copy of the statues. Every single one of these terracotta warriors are unique. Every single one of them is like as unique as a person. They're not. None of them are the same statue. They all appear to be copied after a person. Either that, or they turned 10,000 soldiers into terracotta somehow.
Army. The first Qin emperor, aka Qin Shi Huang, died in 210 BCE, but the mausoleum located at the foot of the Lishan mountain was discovered in 1974 by a group of farmers digging for a well. It led to the discovery of thousands.
So the farmer is digging for a well in 1974 and finds this. That's fucking crazy.
Terracotta figures, horses, chariots, weapons, and many more highly sophisticated and well-preserved artworks, as well as architectural structures and artifacts. Qin Shi Huang was obviously responsible for the deaths of millions of people, not just those who died while building the mausoleum, but throughout his military, social, and political campaigns. So it's not like most Chinese people celebrate this guy, although I'm sure there are still lots who do, but this place is an incredible time capsule of our cultural history and ingenious examples of human artistic.
Why would you make? It might be 20,000. I don't know how many terracotta warriors there. Why would you make that many statues of soldiers? This doesn't make sense.
And technological creation. Thus, the UNESCO World Heritage Committee inscribed this complex in 1987 as a designated World Heritage Site on the basis of
exceptional technical and artistic qualities, unique testimony to the military history, and high documentary value, being the largest preserved site in China with unique architectural and urban planning ensembles, and association with an event of universal significance, the first unification of historic Chinese territories.
Since then, this site has received provincial and federal protection, which prevents development or economic activities around the area.
It also prevents anyone from digging there or looking or trying to figure out what the fuck it was for.
That can jeopardize its integrity. Most recently in 2010, due to
its integrity. It means don't look at it, don't look at it.
Pressures of
jeopardize its integrity. Don't look at it. We don't want you to know what's there. What is it that they don't want you to know?
Urban development and tourism, the provincial government passed a new conservation plan, clarifying the construction and development prohibition boundaries. I live in Canada now, and we have some UNESCO World Heritage sites here as well. The historic district of Old Quebec is the only North American city with preserved ramparts, complete with bastions, gates, and defensive works. Coming from
that place is amazing.
Lots of urban and
look at that. It's not like, you know, Great Pyramid. It's not like Great Pyramid level scale, but it's crazy.
Military walled fortifications, these architectural ensembles are of great interest to me. I haven't actually visited Old Quebec yet. I'm afraid they'll be kind of upset about how bad my French is, but I do want to visit one day. Unless you think UNESCO only designates human-constructed sites as World Heritage, it actually inscribes and thus help enforce protection of natural heritage sites as well. The Pimachioan Aki is a series of
national sites as well.
of rivers, lakes, wetlands, and boreal forests in the heart of the Anishinaabe people's ancestral homes and has been their fishing, hunting, and gathering grounds for over 7,000 years. It was inscribed by UNESCO in 2018 for outstanding achievements in land preservation, which is also a core principle of Anishinaabe cultural traditions and beliefs. So what is UNESCO World Heritage?
I'm saying even if they say there's nothing there to look at, there's going to be something there. If it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, there's going to be some weird shit there. But I still haven't heard anyone World Heritage Site explained. Animated short about UNESCO World Heritage Convention. This is going to be some brainwash
UNESCO
explanation
was
shit.
founded in 1945 as the educational, scientific, and cultural
This is propaganda.
organization of the UN. A remarkable event strengthened further international cooperation. Following the construction of a dam in the 1960s, the ancient temples of Abu Simbel were literally on the verge of sinking. An international rescue mission prevented this by dismantling the monuments and rebuilding them on higher ground. This successful project raised awareness.
They didn't even stop the dam. They just ripped all of the ancient relics out of the ground and then rebuilt it somewhere else. The very thing that they don't want anyone doing, which is disturbing the integrity of the site. That's how they solve the problem.
About the fact that all over the world there are places that are of outstanding value to all mankind.
Of outstanding value to all mankind. What's the value? That we can learn about them? Oh, but while they're in your control, no one can go there and scan anything or check anything or dig or even do like any, ground penetrating radar. So why are they valuable to us? After 9 p.m., we got to get the fuck out of there. And, Let's go! I found the boy! Thanks for following. So it's like, oh no, actually that was a sub. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. So it's like, well, you got to pay admission fee to go in there. When I want resub. Thanks for the resub.
And which therefore must be protected from threats such as armed conflict, deliberate destruction, economic pressure, natural disaster.
Must be protected. Whenever they start saying protected and safe, it's about to get crazy. See, this guy's on it. Watch this.
Have you ever wondered if we are really the first intelligent civilization? Or are we simply building on top of ruins left by something far older, far more mysterious? What we're about to explore might prove we are not the first, but simply the latest to inherit these mysterious structures.
Okay, but what does this mean then? People go missing there, there's cave systems, there's these giant megalithic structures, they're all controlled by this UNESCO World Heritage. I mean, the UNESCO World Heritage Site just sounds like the world version of the national park system. So there's monsters. So what does this all mean? We need our own board with red strings, chat. What does this mean?
Look at this image from 1973. You see buildings standing tall above a massive hole beneath them.
What do monsters, missing people, huge cave systems, giant megalithic structures, and government agencies all have to do with each other, okay? That's basically where we're at. Worldwide. What is this?
This place is called Les Halles in Paris. In 1973, when building a metro station, they discovered something incredible. Beneath the modern streets and buildings was a perfectly preserved structure, 800 years old. Buildings, columns, even fountains.
Where's building on top of buildings?
But here's the strange part. This wasn't a basement or a cellar. It was once at ground level. What's even crazier is that it was built without...
Alright, we're gonna pick up on this next stream. I gotta shit. Okay. I love you guys though. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.